Right, so it's story time. Let me tell you about my teacher wanting to have sex with me. Yes, she wanted to have sex with me. I'm being dead serious. She wanted to have sex with me. I was like, nah, bro, I'm good. Let's try to smash 30 likes on this video. It helps me out. Thank you. Okay, so this happened in middle school years. I was in 7th grade, and I'm not gonna say the teacher's name because I forgot her name, just saying. Okay, I had her for like third period. And I would always like sit down like a regular student, right? Like everyone sits down in their chair, not on the floor, not like it's not elementary school anymore. Stupid ass Milton. And she would always stare at me, I swear. She would always stare at me. Dead on, like she would be like with a smile on her face, just like staring at me. And I'm like, bitch, what do you want? I thought about that, but I really never said that. Like every single day, third period, when it was over, she would always like tell me to stay, like for last. And I would be like, okay, maybe she wants me to do more homework or something because I'm a dumbass. And no, she just wanted to talk to me, I guess. She just like telling me stuff about like, oh, who am I dating and stuff like that. I'm like, bruh, really? The fuck? You don't ask that. You're a teacher. You're just here to help me learn, not to know my relationship shit. So the same thing passes every single day. So let's skip on to a couple like months ahead. So she's like, so Milton, if you don't have like a ride to take you home, I'm always here till 4 o'clock. I could take you home if you want and stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool, maybe I want to take the bus and wait, you know? But it was kind of weird at the same time that she offered me, because a teacher would never do that, right? Okay, has your teacher ever done that to you? No? Me neither. Wait, yeah, she has. Okay, let's skip on some days after that. She asks for me for my number. If she's like, if you need help with homework, you could just like text me and stuff like that. And blah blah blah. Like that, and I'm like, okay. And like, she already had half of my number. Well, I kind of knew she knew my number because in the school they will like get our numbers down and stuff. Families, they took, I put my number, I don't fucking know why, but I put my number down, and then like it showed up on the computer and shit. I'm like, okay. And then I got a random text like later that day. Yeah, it was later that day, and it said, hey, and I'm like, who's this? And then it's like, it's Miss blah blah blah. I'm not gonna say her name because I forgot it. Yeah, and it's like, I'm like, oh, okay, hi. And then she's like, oh, did you do your homework? I'm like, bitch, the fuck, you're not my mom. And then I'm like, yeah, I guess. So later that night, like it was like 7, 8 o'clock. It was on a Friday. She texted me like, hey, with like winky faces and shit. And I'm like, okay. I said, okay, like with the question mark and stuff. And then she's like, you're cute and stuff like that. I just kept saying okay for every text she sent me. And then she was like, blah, 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 you were cute. That's why I stare at you in class. And that, it was my teacher. And then like, I'm like, okay. Then I never ended up replying to her. And then she texted me, she's like, oh my, she said, oh my god, like literally like, oh my god. She said, oh my god, I'm so sorry, Milton. I got drunk that night, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, it's cool. I really didn't care. So on Monday, I went back to her class because I have to, I'm not in a ditch. I had her class again. So I ended up going, walked in, do my stuff, and then the same thing happens again. She stares at me. I'm like, okay, what's up? That was literally me, like, what do you want? Like, bitch, the fuck? So I left. She didn't call me this time, like, to stay, and I just left. I was like, good thing she didn't call me, and I'm like leaving, going to my other periods. And then later that night, she texted me. She said, honestly, Milton, I stared at you again, and I know I'm your teacher. I know I'm old for you, but you're really cute. I just wanted to know if you wanted to come to my place. My husband is not home. And I'm like, you want me to go over your house? I'm like, this is why I told her, I'm so sorry. I would love to go over, maybe to go do some homework so you could help me, but I can't. I gotta eat. And I sent it. Well, I don't even know why I was going like that. I'm not on the computer. I was on my phone. Then she responded with, okay, just with an O and a K, with like a sad face. I'm like, K. I responded with K. And then like the next day, I went back to her class and stuff. She didn't stare at me at all, maybe because she was like shy that she said that or something. I'm not sure. But I just did my work. I left. Boy, later that day, she texted me, you should come over. I could help you, with the winky face. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm good with my work. And she said, I'm not talking about work, with the winky face. And I'm like, oh, ... And then she's like, yeah. And then she wrote me a long ass paragraph saying, Milton, I know I'm like old for you, but I just think you're really cute. You're a good looking kid, and you look like you're not a virgin. I'm like, when she like texted that, I'm like, but I'm still a virgin. And like she just kept saying and stuff, and I got freaked out. Like I was like, bruh, she wanted to have sex with me and stuff, and I was not in for that. So the next day I went back to school, but I went to like the counselor's office to go switch my classes. Maybe because like I don't know why they want to like be in there. She just wrote me all that shit. I'm like, bruh, I'm not gonna have this lady that wants to have sex with me staring at me for the whole fucking semester. No, I'm good. I could switch. Fuck that. And that's my story. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new. Thank you for 500 subscribers. Check out my last video I uploaded. Thank you. Bye.